Good morning folks and welcome back to the channel. Let's just jump straight into this one. As you can see from the title, it's a really simple one. A lot of people know about this. We have covered this before. A lot of people don't know about it. We do have new people joining the space, and that kind of drive to guard the community, it kind of dies down. People, you get deflated. That's totally normal and it's okay to feel deflated. But this is something where instead of seeing a scam proposal, I see a 1 million burn for free at the expense of the scammer. And you're going to sit there and you're going to say to me, hold up a minute. How do you burn them? Well, it's pretty simple. We just vote no with a veto. But this requires as many of us to no with a veto as we can. And this includes validators across the board. I'm always knowing with a veto, especially being back on my feet and back on the ball. I'm always voting and giving my opinion, but these scam proposals especially, I always try to give them a no with a veto because the majority of people are just not going to vote. And it's free burns. 1 mil, 2 mil, 3 mil, 4 mil. It's a quick 4 mil. All we need to do is vote them up, get them to quorum. The biggest issue we have at the moment is the old guard. The old guard will only get involved on proposals that they deem, how can I put this, damaging to the current system that they benefit from so much at the moment. A lot of these validators have high amounts of voting power. You are talking £10,000 upwards for some of these nodes that are running. We have a $2,800 running cost currently on the node. The node makes just over $3,000 a month if the price of LUNC remains at what it is currently. If that goes down by 50%, we're stuck on the back end of that. But these bigger nodes are really going to be able to win the war of attrition, so to speak, just because they hold so much voting power. Now, hopefully, I'm going to drop a message to all nodes and say, look, can you guys really start throwing your weight in on these scam proposals, because their voting power alone could push 1, 2 and 3 pretty much up to quorum. Those are instant burns. And then the scammers, these people that are just trying to just scam simply on our blockchain publicly, openly, and then laughing about it, and not going to laugh every time they lose 1 million LUNC and it gets burned. Now you're going to sit there and you might be thinking, how is this true? When did this happen? Where can I find out information about this? And this is another one of those situations where I've highlighted it, but what I want is for people to understand the importance of Terra docs. It took me around 5 minutes to locate the bit of information I was looking for. I had to search a little bit, and I searched by searching through the distribution of the Terra TX. Just literally searching keywords, and finally found what I was looking for, the voting process. And as you can see here, no with a veto, not in favour, deposit should be burned.
Everything burns.
This is what we want to see. We can simply guard our blockchain and be rewarded for it. We're literally getting scammers to burn LUNC freely, and it's one of those situations where they'll add up on the long run, and this is for the long run. I recently read an article, and a lot of other people, they're in this for their children, for their next generation, and I think that's very honourable for people to think that way, to not so much think about next week, but they're actually thinking, this could change my kids' lifetime. If it can't change mine, maybe it can change theirs, and they're thinking of all the different kind of outcomes, and it's always good. We keep doing this recently and just treading all these different paths and sort of seeing where it leads us to. But free burns are free burns, and everybody wants to see more LUNC burn, and it's just as simple as everybody getting on board and voting no with the veto. Literally just a click. It's more complicated when you have a node, because you need to get your ledger out, you've got to put your passcode into your ledger, you've got to connect it, and then I have to vote. For you folks, it's literally like jump on your phones, no with a veto, job's done. It's this whole thing with like people with commission. It takes like 10 seconds to withdraw commission, another 10 seconds to restake it. Because of the fees currently on LUNC, it's becoming silly. It's becoming problematic for certain dApps to run, certain little protocols to run, certain just very simple things that we need are becoming very expensive to run. And we're already having this problem with inflation with life. And it's like, why are we suffering as a community for things like this? And once again, you're going to sit there and say to me, well, Jay, what's another example of this? Or what's a good example currently of this? This is a screenshot of, I didn't make this swap. Obviously, I was just doing this to show you folks. Hopefully you're not all making this mistake, but people like my parents, for example, who have a very small amount of LUNC staked, I've taught them to redelegate. I've recently realized, they've been redelegating this whole time, and I taught them how to do the multiple swap because it's easier for my parents who are average Joes, right? Well, they've been losing, for them, a considerable amount of their staked rewards, right? These fees are happening across the broader consensus. We have a lot of average Joes in the community. We had someone speaking in the Telegram group saying about the average Joes and sort of thinking about us a little bit more. And this really got me thinking that this is a real good example of the simple things we're just not doing. We have coins that are literally pinching liquidity and it's just going nowhere. The liquidity is going nowhere. USTC, I get it. But the rest of that, the liquidity is just going nowhere. People are losing money, more than likely through the swap multiple coins. If you've been doing that, let us know in the comment section. Let us know if you're just figuring out now that you're actually losing. You're not getting, the swap is for 19 LUNC coins, but your fee is 1,047 coins. It doesn't seem like so much for, like I was saying, for someone who's got a huge bag. My parents have got very small bags. A lot of average Joes have got very small bags. And then we need to apply the kind of, if, for instance, your local shopkeeper decided to himself, I'm going to shortchange everybody by 10 pence. He gets 1,000 customers a day. He shorts each customer by 10 pence, 356 days in a year or whatever. He does that many times. It's early in the morning here. He does that many times, that adds up on we're not talking about 1,000 people here in crypto. LUNC sees billions of transactions through certain amounts of time. So this is actually something that affects everybody. And I think we're at a point now when we need to start being realistic to ourselves and just saying, we're LUNC, all of these other coins, they were all part of an older system that's attached to USTC. USTC has no algorithmic connection to LUNC whatsoever. Its connection was through the mint to burn system, which is not currently active, meaning there is no connection to the coins other than them being in the cosmos and reacting similar on a chart scale. That is as much as realistically fact as it could be. Some people may disagree and feel like there's a connection through the charts and stuff, but there's simply no algorithmic connection. It was all switched off. It was what led to the crash of connection between the two. If it was still on, trust me, someone would be sucking liquidity out of us right now. It's the same with Anchor Protocol. If you've been about long enough, you'll know about the Anchor Protocol days. Now, it's important for us as a community to act as a guard, right? SHIB guard, right? They recently tweeted and said, you're the community. You need to fight the FUD. You need to not buy into all of the drama. You need to look at what we're telling you and understand what we're doing and go by the facts, not all of these different things. And it's just, we're at a point now where we just need to focus, I believe, on LUNC and nothing else. I know Ed's got these dreams of a side chain and everything, but it's just like 8 months have passed and we're still on the spot, like turning the wheels when we've not really. I know there's all these different plans that are going on with the IBCs and everything like that. USDC coming into the mix, making it actually a lot more interesting. USDC or USDC. It's so early here in the morning, guys. Sorry. But that's definitely going to make things more interesting. As to all of this, let me know what you folks think. Let me know about this whole fee thing, because I'm going to find out where these fees come from. Like, you're going to do a whole video specifically targeting this situation, because this is happening on a mass scale. We should really get rid of these coins at this point. Simple things that we're just not doing right. Things that we can do, not things that are hugely complicated, written out over 20 articles, 7 proposals, mixed across loads of different governance votes. It's literally just a thing of us saying, you know, we don't want to continue to have these coins churning out like this. Burn them all, get rid of them, do whatever, abandon them, but they're not doing anything. We've already had an issue with KRTC. I'll try to find some information on this where someone did start to drain liquidity out of it. They pumped a load of liquidity into KRTC, made that pump, and then started doing swaps. Tobias will likely be able to give us a better perspective on that. Maybe we can get a video up specifically speaking about that and the risks of these kind of coins. But yeah, I just really want to see LUNC grow, folks. Have a really, really nice Wednesday, midweek hump day, almost there, almost not there. Stay safe, stay humble, stay aware, beware of scammers, beware of doppelgangers, beware of anybody pretending to be me, and I will catch you in the next one.
Mandela.